It's so nice to have you here. So I have contacts. I've had glasses my whole life, and then contacts. So I'm always at the eye doctor, once a year. But how often should people be going to the eye doctor?
Well, the recommendation, Dylan, is starting at age 40. Everyone should go yearly to their ophthalmologist to have a dilated exam. Get your retina checked. See what diseases you may be brewing or not brewing or at risk for. But a general rule of thumb is if you're younger than 40, no medical problems. If it's been 5 years and you haven't been dilated, get to the ophthalmologist.
Okay. And I know being outside in the sun, you're squinting, it just hurts, it gives you headaches after a while. But there's actually real concern for melanoma and eye disease because of the sun.
Right, it's true. So obviously we'll squint in the sun, it'll make it less comfortable to see. But sun exposure is very strongly related to some eye diseases. Macular degeneration, being a big one, is the #1 blinder in this country.
Wow.
So early cataracts can come on from too much sun exposure. And then, of course, more short-term issues, you can get sunburns on the eyes, which is really uncomfortable. It's not fun. And then you can get growths, whether they be cancerous or non-cancerous.
Wow.
The same cells that are in our skin that can lead to tumors and issues related to the sun are on and inside the eye as well.
So it's important to protect. Does cost determine whether you're getting more protection or not?
No, and not at all. And that's a great thing because you can get a really good pair of sunglasses in a big brand box store, in a pharmacy that really has no name, but it has the right label. And if you see that label, you know you're getting
What's the label
protection.
you should be looking for?
One of the labels that you can look for is UV 100% protection, UVA, UVB. Another label you might see, we have frames here, 400 nm. That's just the wavelength of that dangerous sunlight that you want to protect your eyes from. So really you can get a great pair, and you can get several great pairs for a lot less. But of course you want to love your sunglasses. You want to feel comfortable in them, good in them, so that you wear them. So the higher ends and the more expensive frames doesn't mean you're getting more protection.
Right.
But it does mean you might like them better and you're more likely to wear them.
The more
You'd actually wear. Yeah.
So comfort, of course, is paramount for folks.
Comfort, absolutely.
like
You want to make sure they fit. So Dylan's head is not the same size as your head or as mine. So you
Those
want
look
to
good on Dylan, though.
They look great on those. I like
These
those.
are the expensive ones.
Of course.
Of course, of course. You've got good taste.
See, but I'm more likely to wear them.
Exactly.
What about tinting? Because I've got some sunglasses that my ophthalmologist said, protect, but they're not that dark.
They don't have to be that dark. So a big trend right now are the mirrored lenses, the very light translucent where you can see the person's eyes behind them. And those actually can be 100% UVA, UVB protective compared to the dark opaque ones. So the coloring, the tint has absolutely nothing to do with the UV protection. One thing you want to think about though is if you're in super light lenses with very little, they're not that opaque, you might not see contrast and detail depending on what activity you're seeing. So you might not like them as much.
Amy, I feel like I'm getting lighted on the
I was
sides
just
here.
going to ask about
Yeah.
the
I don't
sides.
have like a
Those
full...
are too small for
These
your
are too
face.
small because my head's gargantuan.
So they should be big enough to cover like most of.
Bigger is better because you've got more, you're protecting that really delicate eyelid skin around your eyes. My favorite are rock hairs that go around the sides, especially when I go for, jogs with the dogs and the kids. I want to know that I'm getting protection from the sides.
What about the kids?
Those are better.
What about the kids?
Yeah.
Kids need to wear sun protection. We know that most of the damage done to our eyes is usually by 20s, early 20s. So it's those kids we've got to be chasing after with sunglasses.
Right.
That's why you have the headbands there, which are real.
Oh, these are great for kids.
Well, because they just fall right off. I feel like kids' noses aren't big enough to support glasses.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
And so
nice.
I bought those for actually $12 online. If you have little kids, buy a few pairs. You know they're going to lose them anyway, but at least you're making it easier for them.
And you got to be careful because sometimes, like, you go to kids' parties and they've got those sunglasses in the bags.
Good question. So really have to be careful because they're pitch black, but they don't have UV sun protection. So what
I
will
think
happen
you're wearing kids' glasses.
is your eyes dilate
Those aren't dark
like
glasses.
it's dark out.
All right.
And now all the sun comes through, so avoid those favors.
Real quick, I know we're out of time, but do glasses go bad? Do you need to replace them?
It's a really good question. About every 2 years, if you're wearing your glasses 2 hours or more a day, they're getting micro scratches, there's wear and tear, and that UV coating is wearing off. So you want to consider
interesting. Okay.
either rotating or getting a new pair.
You like
Wonderful.
these? You like these?
Those are good.
I like those.
They're Top Gun.
Yeah, they are.
Very nice.
The classic aviator.
Doc, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Amazing
being
what a
here.
pair of sunglasses can
Right
do
now,
for
I want
you.
to really
Coming up next,
Like I could go out and
we
get in a
are
fight.
going...
and medical director of Exhale Spa Company to help us find the right pair. Good morning.